We are caught up in a sea of moods, a morass of moods. These moods fuel our notions. These notions create our reality, and also that's what fuels our moods. This is samsara. This is the cycle of sorrow. It's what we're trapped in. And this is what we have to get beyond. We have to acknowledge this, and in acknowledging it, become aware of our own awareness. Abandon every kind of mental agitation and devote every moment of your life to the study and investigation of this scripture. So abandoning every kind of mental agitation is abandoning the notions which we identify with, these notions which create our reality. And we immerse ourselves in the study and investigation of this scripture. This is the Yoga Vasistha. And it's wonderful that it's so long, although we're coming to the end of it soon, because we can immerse ourselves in it. It needs to be immersed in. My edition of the Yoga Vasistha is nicely broken up into daily readings. And I suppose this encourages the idea is that you have a little space for you to devote yourself to it for maybe 10 minutes a day. But it's something that you need to take with you through all of the day. There's no point in just giving it 10 minutes of attention now and again. You need to consider the impact of what it's saying in every aspect of your daily life, in every aspect of what's going on with you mentally and emotionally. It needs to be immersed in because we've got some very difficult habits and patterns, very strong habits and patterns which sweep us along, and we don't really want to pay too much attention then to what the Yoga Vasistha is saying. It's very important to look at your attitude to the Yoga Vasistha. Sometimes you might think, this is wonderful. You might be looking at my videos sometime and you think, oh, Guru Gillis is right on the mark here. But then other times you think, oh God, I can't stand listening to the sound of his voice right now, or looking at his face right now. Okay, it's understandable maybe about the face, but it's important to at least allow yourself to be directed towards what the Yoga Vasistha is saying. And if you don't want to be directed towards the Yoga Vasistha at any particular time, at any particular moment, then ask yourself why not? Because what it means is you're caught up in a particular mood. And you wonder, just go with that mood, don't you? Maybe it's a mood of irritation, or maybe you're just feeling good and you want to just go with it. This is it, isn't it? The Yoga Vasistha is here. It's pointing everything out to you. It's saying you can get out of this cycle. You say, no thanks, I just want to get on with this mood. No thank you right now, Guru Gillis. I shall give you due attention at your allotted time of the day. This is how it is, isn't it? If you find my videos boring, which is perfectly understandable because I'm not really focusing too much on the delivery here, I'm not trying to sell anything, but if you find it boring, then I would like you to look in more detail. Look beyond being bored to the substance of what is being said, because all the time it's about directing you back to your own attention, back to your own awareness. That's what it is. It's about you. It's not about me. It's not about Guru Gillis. It's not about Yoga Vasistha. It's about you. It's about your attention. Keep coming back to that. Nothing's being sold here. Nothing is being sold. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. All I'm saying is look at your own attention and consider its nature. Very difficult to do though if you're attached to your moods and that's what you want to pursue. One surely gains that for which one strives. If one neglects it, he loses it. The mind flows along the course of wisdom or of ignorance, in whichever direction you make it flow. You've always got this fundamental choice. It doesn't matter what kind of addict you are, you have the choice to leave that addiction behind. It's a very tough choice, no doubt about it, but at some level, you have a choice. Except through the scripture, one cannot gain what is good now or at any time. Well, I would say except through this class of scripture. I see this scripture as part of a class of scriptures which in Buddhism are referred to as wisdom scriptures. And we get such scriptures in both Hinduism and Buddhism. They all point to the same thing. They all point to you, your essence. Therefore, for perfect realization of the supreme truth, one should fervently investigate this scripture alone. This scripture does more good to you than your father and mother and all your friends put together. I think if you've looked into this at all, if you've been following the Yoga Vasistha, you'll realize this. This is pointing you to all the answers. It's pointing you to resolution of your own being. The dreadful illness known as samsara or bondage to worldly existence is not cured by any remedy other than self-knowledge. It is a great pity that you waste your time and await the hour of death. Foolish people who run after wealth and fame pawn their very lives in gaining and preserving them. They pawn their lives, that's a good way of looking at it. What are you pawning your life for? Why do they not spend their life and their time in the investigation of the scripture and the attainment of immortality? Immortality is the realization of the nature of consciousness, the nature of your consciousness, not of you as a person, but of you as consciousness. It is through self-knowledge that one can destroy misfortunes and calamities by their very roots. When something terrible happens, it's very easy to lose awareness. But even in the midst of trauma, which is often the setting of the stories of the Yoga Vasistha, there's an opportunity for realization. It is for your good that I cry aloud day and night and declare the truth. Listen to this and realize the self by the self. This is talking directly to your awareness. This is your awareness talking to itself. If you do not rid yourself now of this dire illness, what will you do after death? You've got an opportunity now. Take it. There is no scripture like this to help you in attaining self-knowledge. Let it shine like a lamp. Let it awaken and instruct you like a father, and let it bring you joy like a wife. In this scripture there is nothing new, but the truth has been presented in a pleasant fashion with a number of stories. It is the truth that is proclaimed in this scripture that is important, not the one who has declared the truth or composed the scripture. So look beyond the context, look beyond the authors, look beyond me. Get in touch with it for yourself. Immerse yourself in it. And if you can get in touch with what it's pointing to, then this is it. This is it.